This is the balcony of my mother's apartment, and this is in Ottawa, Ontario. You can see that 6 floors below is a large, by Ottawa standards, intersection. The ambient noise that rises up to this apartment is not that bad, but it's always there. You hear it in the background, and this is a commonplace phenomenon for anybody who lives in a large city. However, there are differences. There are big differences between where your city is. Is it a very large city? Is it a medium-sized city? And is it a North American city or an Asian city? These are things that I wanted to discuss in a documentary that I made recently entitled From Korea to Canada and Back Again, Sound versus Noise. Recently I made a medium-length documentary entitled From Korea to Canada and Back Again, Sound versus Noise, and the subject matter was noise pollution in the two countries. And the point of the documentary was not to suggest that one country is noisier than another just because South Korea is much more densely populated than Canada. I mean, the two are polar opposites. When you get into certain areas, not just urban areas, but any sort of built-up area, you do find that there are problems with noise pollution. It's one form of pollution that people tend either not to think about or to think about in a kind of symbolic way. That is, the solutions tend to be rather symbolic instead of effective. The solutions aim to reduce sound noise pollution to what is considered a tolerable level rather than getting rid of the noise pollution. Doing the documentary was a very interesting experience, and I continue to be interested in making documentaries about environmental issues. And one point that I'd like to emphasize about eco-documentaries is that they themselves need to walk the walk in terms of having very low profiles in terms of carbon emissions. Filmmaking is a notoriously polluting activity. Big crews, big budgets, etc. Not quite as bad with the documentary world, but still, I think the documentary filmmaking could have very minimal carbon footprints, more than it has already, and that's certainly what I aim for in my projects. Otherwise, I'm working on video poems and literary videos.
Sampling the seat parking car, about a dating, just take this.